freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Seattle Seahawks.
Keep playing hard.
Here we go.
Stay with your man. Zebra. Check 33.
On first down, Taylor. He'll have a first down past the 40. And down right around the 37. A big pickup of 38.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Man, I got you. Check 31.
Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go. 25. Check 25. Run. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Check. Watch that.
Here's Mayfield. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I got you. Hurry. Watch out.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Good. 180. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Up. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
10 yards and a Seattle first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Push him back. Gun. Hey, Mike 52. 6 man. 14.
They go play action now. Wilson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Taylor. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yep, the lanes are there. Go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Now Wilson on first down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. The 30. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Mike 53. Hey, pick your game up.
Now it's Wilson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
One left. Good job right there.
Play action. Now Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. He pitches it. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll come out in the pistol. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Go.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5.
19.
Watch the run.
They'll try to run this one in. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
It's going to be a long game. Hatch it.
Check 50.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing.
Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson, he gets it to Cooks. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Taylor. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
14, Bonnie.
The give to Taylor, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Rush in.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Good job right there. That's 22,
From the shotgun, Wilson eluding the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2nd and 5 now. Mayfield, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. That's taken in by Callaway. They can't corral him. And running with power here. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hey, alert, 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 alert.
And again, it's Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Slam, slam, slam. Check 37, check 37. He's checking. Hey, alert 33.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Silver.
Check 52. Yeah, check. Alert. Hurry. Go get him.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now a give, right side. It's Taylor, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Alert.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Set. 180.
Mike 55. Mike 55. Mike 55.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
1st down, Browns.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Yeah. You don't want none. Hey, watch this.
Mayfield looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, watch the slant.
To throw, Mayfield. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
The Seahawks take over first and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Now this one complete on the slant route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all, and it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. He's been a frequent target, and with catches like that, one-handed in the end zone, I'd keep going his way.
And he's doing it every which way, isn't he? 2 hands, and in this case, we just saw it with 1 hand. Almost reminds me of a great return of service guy in tennis. No matter how you whack it at him, it comes back at you. In this case, he just envelops it and brings it in.
Extra point good by Catanzaro, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
King! Mike's 56. Mike's 56. I know he ain't got it. Watch the safety cream. I got it.
Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Here we go.
56, Mike 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for the Browns. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Regular. Smooth. Hurry.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Seibert on for the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's Taylor. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Hey. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Mike 52, Mike 52. We want this.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson steps away. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Mike 52. Hey, I'm coming after you. Where's 52? Watch 52.
Wilson. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Taylor. And an alley to run. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 15. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now Wilson. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it second and goal as they look for a late touchdown. On second down, it's Taylor, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season, and the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Hurry! Slim! 55 my guy, 55. Tackles.
A run for Nick Chubb. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Run. Here we go. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. A toss play to Chubb. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line. This of 6 there on 1st. Yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Watch the screen.
Now it's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 45. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. With Nick Chubb. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And this one wasn't easy. You had an East Coast team, Charles, going west, playing a night game, but somehow they were able to get the job done.
Yeah, when you talk about playing a night game, they're closer to being sleepy because of East Coast time with their bodies when you're kicking off to play the game. So that's a real big accomplishment for them to get that done. The flip side, too, is traveling home in the old days. You had to wait to get the video for your next game. You had all those. So you were really a day behind. Now the video's on their computers as they get on the plane to head back. So they can get a lot of work done on the plane while they celebrate.
It's going to be a long red eye, but as you said, a celebratory red eye back home. So for Cleveland, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.